All right, fine. I'll be a gracious host. How you doing?
Little Mermaid is the scariest Disney movie by far, though.
Why the hell is Ace Blade in your Kickstarter?
Some comics. I'm getting controversial today. We're gonna get controversial today with
my proudest moment is this interview and being able to talk to you two.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Taurus Comics, in collaboration with Fourth Wall Productions, respectfully brings to you the 85th episode of the Four Tales podcast. I'm your host, Kyrun from Taurus Comics, and we have no Danny J. Quick today. Yeah, Danny J. Quick had an issue that he had to take care of with his family, and wishing everything good. I mean, nothing bad, but they just had a last minute thing that they had to take care of. So he will not be on the show. Hopefully, he will be on here next week. So you got just me today, so we're going to have some fun. But we are live on the Age to Geekdom Network via Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. So if you're listening or watching us live, thank you for your support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and review this podcast because all your positive reviews, interaction help us reach a bigger audience. And if you want to financially support the show, you can go to our website, fourtalespodcast.com, buy some merchandise, buy a coffee, or, if you want to support the Age of Geekdom, you can go to Twitch and subscribe as a subscribe there. I can't remember what the word is. Kevin Chapman, Chap Daddy in the house. Good morning, patrons. Okay. We're not going to start that. Danny's not here, so it's not just Fourth Wall. So you got to mention me also, Kevin. So anyways, to business at hand. If you haven't already, go and support the Saw Kickstarter. Like it shows right there on my name tag, sawcomic.com, XOB. We have basically 11 days left in the campaign. We're about $1,000 away from hitting goal. We have a good chance to get in there, and we can't do that without your support. So please, everybody, take the moment, go to the website, xobcomic.com. Make sure that you get your pledge in so we can reach our goal, and we can bring issue 4 to you. Because you want this issue. You do. You just trust me. You really do. You're killing me, Kevin. All right. Let's bring our guest on the show because, like Kevin mentioned, Danny is not here. So we're going to bring in the man that comes the other half of Konkret Comics, from my understanding. Although my understanding is he's the more important part of Konkret Comics. Like, Konkret Comics does not go anywhere without this man. He is Jermael Lessey. What's going on, Jermael?
Morning. How you guys doing? How you doing?
I'm all right. Hopefully I didn't hype that up too much. Like, you are the most important part of Konkret Comics, correct?
No, that was perfectly fine. I feel that they know this, and you said nothing wrong.
All right. Oh, cool. As long as we are there, everybody understands that. So for anybody that doesn't know who you are and what you do, give us a brief overview about yourself and what you do for Konkret.
I am established member of Konkret Comics. Been there at the beginning, helping build the foundation and all of that. Also, I am the creator of Absolver. And I just, I give help wherever I can in Konkret, as a part-time art director. So, I'm the cool guy, everything, everything that Konkret is, I am. If you think it's cool, it's because of me. Trust me. Trust and believe.
Now, we've had Lons on the show before. He's tried to say that, you are not as important as he is. So I'm seeing where this is coming from. There's a little dichotomy there that you guys are fighting against that. So I get it.
No, you know how Bill Gates is always in the forefront of everything, but everybody knows he had that silent partner.
Yep.
So what is Microsoft without that silent partner? You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So I'm not gonna say whatever he wants.
All right. So for anybody that hasn't read Absolver before, can you give us a quick description of what the book is about, the type of genre it is?
The genre it is, it's very action, adventure, horror. I want to get into some what's the word I'm looking for? Suspense soon.
Okay.
You know, if you're a fan of Ghost Rider or Spawn, those type of stories, that's definitely the story for you. So basically, Absolver is about a guy that came back to the world of the living, but not as an angel or a demon. He's a mezzo, and mezzos
Hmm.
come from the oblivion, which is aka limbo in a sense, for better understanding. And
Okay.
mezzos, they basically when they come back, they have a purpose in life, and their purpose is usually how they live their life. And Absolver's purpose just happens to be vengeance.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the purpose. Fish, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing great. We have Jermael Lessey.
Lessey.
That
Yes.
I don't know why I want to call it Lessey. It rolls off better. You should... All right, Jermael Lessey on the line. So where did Absolver come from? Like, what did this idea of having this guy for vengeance appear from?
You know what? Truth be told, Absolver was just a character that I was working on a while back. And he had a whole different origin, a whole different purpose, everything. It was just I remember originally it was some kid driving in a car and his parents died. In order to save his family, he had to make a deal with an angel or something like that. And that's what he did. But the thing is, his family would not remember him or recognize him. So that was the original. That's the first time I actually spoke about that original origin, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But what happened was I was watching the George Zimmerman case,
Oh,
and then when he got acquitted or whatever,
mm.
I had this sense of vengeance. Like I just felt like, man, if I was a mom or the dad, I would take him out like right now. So, so the
I
following
think
day,
we all felt that way
yes,
a bit that day.
yes. So the following day, while I was working on Absolver, I just couldn't get that out of my head. So I scrapped everything and then created this wraith of vengeance, which is now Absolver.
Hmm.
And that's where he came from. That's basically just it was just Jordan Zimmerman getting off is why Absolver is here today.
Wow,
And
that's crazy.
yeah,
So, would you say a lot of your stories come from things that you see in the news and what's happening around us?
as far as my storytelling, everything.
Hmm.
Right now, issue 5. Well, a lot of it, a lot of in a lot of little things. I get what's the word I'm looking for? Jeez, it's a crazy morning. Inspired. I get inspired by a lot of things, and then so there's a lot of stuff going on in this world that we're not privy to unless you're looking it up or researching it. So issue 5 in the beginning, I touch on a few things that I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like right down here in Florida, some guy killed his baby moms, and then they found his child's in an alligator's mouth. Alligator ate the child or something like that.
Oh,
And I was
Jesus.
like, wow, that's crazy. And I felt that. So I used to do spoken word and poetry. So a lot of my writing comes from an emotional standpoint, and I love Absolver for that. Absolver allows me to live the kind of life or do the kind of things I can't do in real life, and I get in trouble for it. So I really write Absolver through me. So yeah. To answer your question, yeah, inspired by a lot.
It sounds like Absolver is a bit of a therapy session for you, also.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to. A lot of people don't understand. Issue 2, the opening scene. When you Absolver is taking out a child molesters.
Mm.
And being a father, I couldn't. How would you feel if somebody hurt your kids?
Yeah.
So I allow that to happen, and I allow Absolver to handle that for me. So that's just what that is. Absolver is a really he allows me to handle this side, and I have other characters that allow me to just have fun and be myself, but I haven't gotten to them yet. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Now we do have members in our audience here. So you guys, if you came in late, Danny's not here today. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Because I don't do well by myself sometimes, so so feel free to ask any question you might have for Jamil here. He's from Konkret Comics. He has a great book called Absolver. I've been lucky enough to read issue 1. I did not get to issue 2 just because I haven't been able to pick up a lot of books recently. But what would you say you're looking forward to the most with your upcoming issues for Absolver, like story wise or character development?
Oh, that's very interesting. Because Lonzo's been getting on me a lot for I need to add certain things into my issues, But
Okay.
as an artist, you have a vision and you need to I gotta live that vision. So I'm a big fan of 007. And the one thing I love about 007 that really doesn't get talked about is the opening scene that just it sets the tone for the movie. The open action, then this long song comes on. But so that's exactly how I write Absolver. I start off with a little something, something, then I show my credits. But what the whole point was, my first couple of issues is supposed to be the tone setter.
Okay.
So Absolver, it seemed Absolver is like kind of quiet, it's kind of slow, So at the same time, I want the readers to learn what a mezzo is, and just get them to understand. So issue 5 is really where it takes off. Issue 5 is where Absolver is really going to take off. It's going to the fun, the fighting, everything. So it's just issues 1 through 4 is just a bunch of mess. Absolver creating enemies coming for Absolver. So it's not your traditional arc. Sure, one villain, then the arc ends with the villain being defeated or running off or whatnot. No, it's just all these people coming to Absolver. After issue 5, that's when the tone is set. All right, this is the world of Absolver, and now we can get into some real mess. So that's what I'm looking for. That's just what that is.
Okay. Now, how does Absolver fit into the rest of the Konkret universe?
Oh, that's easy. Absolver is willing, Absolver is willing to say and do the things Acolyte or Dean and the rest of them can't. And I like that. I like that. It's the underworld, it's the spiritual realm. It's dark, it's ugly, it's going to get gritty, it's going to get more violent. But with intent. I'm not going to just intentionally say let's make it bloody and gory. I rewrite my scripts like crazy. Before the final script, it's probably have like 10 different rewrites. But what separates him is that he's willing to do the things Acolyte, Odin, and the rest of them can't right now. And I'm fine with that. There's always he's the Bobby Brown of New Edition.
Now I'm just thinking about Absolver just doing a Running Man. That's all I can think of now. All right, so is there a Whitney Houston in Absolver's future?
Oh, of course. There's quite a few of them. Quite a few of them. Trust me.
Oh, damn. Well,
yeah, man. Nah, man. But I just think it's a perfect mesh of what we have going on, especially with everybody that's joining and becoming a part of Konkret. Like, I love what everybody's doing. I love Luna. I love Primate. I think Watchman is cool. I think Deja Vu is real unique as well. I just think we have a lot going on. And I feel like everybody brings something different and unique. And I love what Absolver brings to the table. I personally feel like he's the best story and the best character in Konkret right now. They could all disagree, but
it's good to have a confidence in your character, though. I mean, if you don't feel like your character is going to be good, nobody's going to want to read it. So that's good.
Right. But it's more than confidence, though. I'm not knocking nobody. I just feel like I put a lot of time and energy in my craft. Like I said, I really mean, I started writing issue 5 long time ago. And then again, after seeing what's going on in the world and stuff like that, and rereading it, I'm like, all right, I gotta rewrite it. And this is like every issue. I am always rewriting my issues. So it'll literally go through like 7 to 10 rewrites. One time, I think issue 3 was I was on to the last page, and I was like, I need to rewrite this whole thing.
Oh,
so I said it was titled Absolver issue 3, maybe. Then I started a new one, Absolver 3, and I just started rewriting it. So I always do that.
All right. Well, we do have a question here from PJ. He says, any plans for a crossover between the characters in the Konkret universe?
Yeah, there's definitely plans for that. There's definitely some plans for that. Right now, we're just setting the stage for everybody's individual characters. Because there's a lot of lore, a lot of things you have to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Absolver is not the easiest person to work with. So, it has to be great timing because, he's not your typical hero. Absolver is not going to run out and save somebody because her purse got snatched. Like he's a mezzo and he's only focused on his purpose right now. So he's not I got to save the world type of person.
Wait, so he's just going to let some purse snatchers take people's stuff?
Yeah. Absolver, it's very unique. I'm telling you, it's I gotta stick to the format.
Okay. All right, man. Absolver sounded a little bit more of a jerk than I remember reading issue 1. I'll just say that.
No, but it's about the journey. It's about the journey and character development. And that was my purpose. I wanted him to be this clean slate. I wanted him to be that type of guy. Then he's going to have this uprising where he feels like he's the guy, and then it's going to be the fall, and so you will eventually get your hero. But right now, I'm not going to rush it. I'm not the type of person that's going to rush it in season 1 to season 2 just to make anybody happy. Absolver is who he is because that growth is really important to me. That growth is really important. Just for people that could identify to that. Being somebody. Being something one way, or people look at you one way, and then you grow into something bigger and greater. And I want that for Absolver. It's going to be a ride. I'm not going to rush it. I guarantee you that I'm not going to rush it. But we will get there when he becomes that hero.
Well, I see now. There's somebody in the chat here talking about he's definitely a jerk. I want to know who that is. It's just saying that this Facebook user. I mean, it feels like this is somebody that knows you.
It's possible. Absolver. It's possible, They can show their face and their name, though. It's cool. I'm not going to talk to nobody nameless and faceless. No, he's not a jerk, because again, when you create characters, it's like I use the animal theory, for example. A lion is going to hunt for its prey. And that's just a lion being a lion. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the lion doesn't see you as a human. The lion sees you as something else to eat. But we on the outside seeing that person get attacked by a lion and saying, oh my God, this lion is, oh my God. But at the end of the day, just the lion just being a lion. Yeah. So what I'm trying to convey is that's what mezzos are. Now they get to choose how they live. But when they're purpose driven, it's more animalistic than anything. It's like, so it's not him choosing to ignore, just that he just came back. He's like a baby learning to walk. Okay, well, this is my purpose. This is all I'm going to focus on. So through trials and events and all of that, he's going to learn to be more than just his purpose. So yes, it comes off as a jerk, but he's not intentionally letting the person get robbed. He's an animal right now. That's just it. He just focus on whatever he needs to focus on, and that's it.
He's got one mission. He's going to do that mission. That's all.
Right. Right.
All right. So we want to get into like your history with comics. When did you start reading comics? What was the first book that you remember reading, and what actually got you into this world that we all love now?
Yeah. When I was young, I remember my father taking us to see Rocketeer.
Okay.
The gold mask with the red jacket with the rocket. Yeah. That opened up a lot for me. My father was into comics. But the first comic I can remember that got a hold of me was the death of Superman. The first time he died.
How many times you gonna die, Superman?
Right. It was the death of Superman, and I was like, wow, that was it for me. But I've always was in love with just storytelling. One of my older sisters, she loved Greek mythology. So the death of Superman, the Rocketeer, watching the first Batman movie, the Ninja Turtles, but my sister being in Greek mythology is what really did it for me. And then I grew up in the church, so basically, hearing the stories of the Bible was just like stories to me. It wasn't, and that's really got me into it. But once I in 6th grade, once my friend brought in that Spawn comic and I read it in school, that was it. I was like, this is what I want to do. I've always wanted. This is what I want to do, and that's what it is. Like my first comic I ever drew was like Sub-Zero versus Scorpion, and I was really young. It is what it is, but so that's basically my journey.
Now you've mentioned a couple of times about liking art or doing some artistic things, but you're not the artist on Absolver, right?
Right? No, I'm not.
So, why not?
You know what? It's time. One, I really don't have that much time to draw my own book, and the biggest issue is not even that. I critique myself hard, so I probably would never get through that first page. So I just dumb it down to like character designs and stuff like that. So I'll design the characters and quick sketches and or whatever the case may be. But I actually have more fun coloring though. Like I love the coloring aspect of it, so I prefer the color. So that's just basically it. Yeah, I have an artistic background. And you know what? At the end of the day too, I love still being a fan. When you see that artist give you send in what you wrote and you see it's a beautiful feeling. So it doesn't feel the same. It does not feel the same. But I'm really considering, like once I move back to Jersey, I'm really considering taking over the coloring of Absolver. So I feel like I would have more time to do that. So that's basically it.
All right. Now, I mean, with you creating Absolver, is there other books that you think you're gonna maybe bring to Konkret Universe, or maybe something outside of Konkret?
Well, that a combination of both. I would love to. I got issue 5. Like I said, issue 5 brings out everything. Issue 4 get introduced to a new character that's going to be in Konkret, and then issue 5 I'm introducing a whole lot more. Issue 1 and 2 you was exposed to Repevlin, so everybody that's very important in the Absolver universe is going to be there, and I want to do something outside of the spiritual sense, out of the dark and gritty. So I would definitely bring something like that to a Konkret eventually. And then yes, I am working on something outside of Konkret as well, and it's taking a little time because trying to make this thing as unique as possible. So
you're not gonna give some hints on what that is at all?
I mean,
just a little something.
Let me see. Hint. I want to create a comic universe or a comic company that's 100%, well, 90% focused on urban. Okay. And that boils down to the way they look. I don't want the typical superhero, the typical tights, and I just want, you should be able to go into a store and possibly put together your cosplay type of vibe, so that's all I can give. I think I said too much.
No spandex, just regular clothing. Is that what we're trying to get at?
I said 90%. You gotta have some spandex, But,
okay, a little bit of spandex.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, man. Hey,
and it won't be dark and gritty. Everybody thinks Lonzo has everybody feeling I'm this dark and gritty, sinister killer that loves. Nah, I'm just a realist at the end of the day. So.
Okay. No, I love it. I mean, Um, I love the fish says something better be spoiled in honor of Danny. No, I love that because I mean it sounds like you have bigger aspirations than what you're doing right now, which is great. I mean, I think if you're not trying to push to be something more than what you are, you're just gonna stay stagnant a little bit, and
Right.
you're pushing yourself. So I like that. So going along with that, when do you anticipate releasing more details on this? Because you got us interested now. We want to keep up with it and follow that.
Well, if it's one thing I loved about my experience with Concrete is you learn. You've seen the mistakes and made the mistakes and stuff like that. And Concrete provided us a platform to see and learn and do certain things. So one thing I am doing is making sure I have my foundation set with the board and everything. Because I would be the main character designer, the main writer. You know what I'm saying? So I have to put together a good team, and I have a decent team. But like I said, me being in the middle of moving, and my CEO handling his specific things right now. Matter of fact, we just got the phone yesterday. We're going to be talking next week about what we're doing next moving forward. I can tell you right there's about 5 stories already ready to go that's been written, character designed and everything. Yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of people don't see me online a lot. I don't post like I used to. That's my fault. But if I'm not, it's because I'm here. I'm here. I need somebody that wants to post for me because I'd rather sit on the computer and type my stories and design my characters because that's my focus.
Yeah.
So we're ready to go. Like I said, it's just a matter of, like I said, everything about what I'm trying to do is unique. Like I respect the foundation. When you come into the comic world, there's a foundation of how you do things. So I'm not trying to disrespect the foundation, but I want my house to look different. Because my goal is, if I'm going to succeed, I'll do it my way. If I fail, I tried it my way. So it's really something that's unique, and it takes a lot of research to make sure nobody else is doing it, tried it. So outside of the look, how the comics are going to be dropped and presented is going to be unique within itself. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
No, that's cool, man. I love it. I love the idea that you're still respecting comics and respecting the history of comics, but you're still trying to make your own pathway. So that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, because if it's one thing we don't have as we don't have what we could call our own, something that we call our own. I'm big on that. Like I love anime, I love manga, but respectfully, you and I don't have our own. Everything belongs to somebody else.
Yeah.
And it's not, what I'm trying to say is I'm not trying to take away from the things, because I can't say I'm not trying to say anime or manga doesn't do for me no more. I love it. I sit here and watch anime all the time, but I just feel as if, can we add a new genre, something that we can say, you know what I'm saying? Because some people.
I mean, you can say it, man. You can just say it.
Okay. Some people feel like we don't belong in certain spaces.
Yeah,
and they will voice their opinions and they'll say certain things,
but there's even people in our people that be like, we shouldn't be watching anime because it's made by Asian people, and I'm like, why? I love it.
Yeah, why? I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do I want to see more Black people create animation and create a form of animation that's centered around Black people? Hell yeah. But that doesn't mean I can't watch other culture stuff. I'm gonna enjoy that too. If it's good work, enjoy it.
Yeah. I think you're allowed to love whatever you want to love. Yeah. I just think you shouldn't bash nobody because you love it, and you shouldn't bash somebody because they love it.
Exactly.
But I feel as if that argument, those opinions only exist because we don't have our own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I love what Konkret Comics is doing. It's not a club where specific people is not invited. We're just saying you already have clubs. Let us have this one. Let us have this one. Let this become something. And and it's not just for black people. It's just all races.
Yeah.
Out. It's just that, like I said, my biggest thing is I always tell people, if you go into a comic book store and you close your eyes and just randomly point, how many times would your finger land on a person of color that's a lead in the comic book? And you know what I'm saying?
It's grown over the last couple of years, but not a lot, not often.
It has grown since I said that years ago when we first
Yeah.
started this, but still the percentages, it's crazy. So my mission in life is to create balance. If you got 99, my goal is to create 98 to your 1. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. I have nothing against nobody. I just really have to create for myself, my son, people that I can identify with. So, and again, I love everybody. This is just my mission, and that's just what that is.
That's cool. That's amazing, man. Michael Watson, what's up, man? Hope you're doing good. We are here with Jermael from Konkret Comics, writer of Absolver. PJ says the mainstream still lacks in that department.
Yeah.
And it's true. And it's not from their. I feel like mainstream has, from both DC and Marvel, they have like 2 or 3 comic characters that they know they're going to sell. And sometimes you'll get like a one shot where they try to do something different and they're like, oh, that's not enough money. We got to throw out another Spider-Man or another Batman because they got to make money. And I get that. It's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business. You got to make money. But I do wish a lot of these companies would experiment more, try more, show other people of color. Like Milestone showed you, if you put something out there, we will support it. Miles Morales has shown you that if you put stuff out there that's good and not just tokenism, we're going to support it and we're going to love it. So,
Right. But I mean, at the end of the day, what I don't like what they're doing is, like, I know some people might hate me for this, but Miles Morales should have never been called Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because if you Google Spider-Man, the first thing you're going to see is Peter Parker, the original Spider-Man. So to me, I felt like that was a very underlining game they was playing when they did that. I'm not a fan of the black Superman. He can have Superman's power, but he doesn't have to be called Superman like that. Yeah, Spider-Man's powers have to be called Spider-Man. We're too creative to do those type of things.
Yeah.
And even if they just put a quarter of what they put as far as marketing and behind these other known characters to characters of color, they will get the same response from the community. Because we're always searching for things that we can identify with, or okay, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause, I mean, it doesn't take away from anything. I love Spider-Man growing up. I'm not gonna love him any less. It's just like, oh shit, Miles Morales. This is okay. You know what I'm saying? And it's beautiful because my son can have that. I didn't have that, but my son can. And that was the biggest thing about Spawn that I fell in love with, because here's a character of color, but he's dope as fuck. He wasn't just a character. He was like dope,
Yeah. He wasn't the stereotype that we all had for black people in comics at that time.
Right.
He was something different. He was unique.
He was unique. The design was dope. The story was good. It wasn't just the black man in suits. Like, I do not like Captain. I don't like Falcon. Like, I'm like, what is this, bro? Like now Falcon was more like Archangel from the X-Men, and they did him up. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, at least update him. They update his looks, but they don't update him, bro. It's like okay.
There's not much to update with Falcon, at least back then. He had wings. He didn't have any type of power, so it was like you can't really update him too much,
I mean, yes, you can. You feel me? You got Tony Stark who's giving Spider-Man all this upgraded armor, so you couldn't give Falcon some dope wings. I mean, listen, if I was a writer, that's what I'm saying. They could be creative if they wanted to. They just choose not to, and that's why you and I exist. To do those type of things. And again, so I will always respect every character that I fell in love with, but I'm in a point in my life where I gotta balance the scale now. So that's just what that is.
PJ says the problem with Spawn is most black people didn't know he was black because of the mask. I don't know about that, because the first 2 issues clearly details out that he was the black guy under that mask. Like they Todd McFarlane mentioned that a couple times. So I don't know about that one, but I do see the mask hiding what he looks like, what he should look like, is allowing other people of color say, "Hey, I'm gonna like this," even though it's a black guy underneath. I don't see he's black, so I could see both ways on that.
But you see the thing that Todd McFarlane said. I'm not saying it verbatim. Is people. I think I understand what PJ is talking about. I remember the interview. Like they fell in love with his character. That he's dope. He looks nice. He's cool. You know what I'm saying? And then when they finally understood that he was a black man, they already fell in love with the character.
Yeah.
But the point is, it was a great story. It was a great character.
Yeah, and that's what it should always be.
And that's all it should be. And so, in Konkret, when we first started, we didn't want to do the black stories. We wanted to tell great stories, and our characters just happen to be black. And that's always the focal point. And that's why I said I love the mission that Konkret is on. So.
All right. Imani Festo says, regarding original writing for black characters. All right, good points. I love it. I love this. It's been a great conversation. Well, this is at the point where we normally do our quick takes with Danny Quick, but he's not here, so I decided I'm going to take the chance and I'm going to run some quick takes. Now, if you've never seen our show before, quick takes is a sort of rapid fire situation where we're going to give you 5 questions and you have 45 seconds to answer each question. These are going to be off the top of your head. Usually Danny scours your social media, but like you mentioned, you don't post on social media a lot. So this was a little bit hard for me to come up with some questions, but hopefully you can get through those fairly easily. So
okay, no problem.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Quick takes.
All right. So let me add your little timer here real quick. Ooh, that's too big.
45 seconds for all questions or each question?
Each question, 45 seconds.
Oh, okay, that's good.
All right. So question number 1. At one point you mentioned that, and I think we might have mentioned this off air, but you also did spoken word for a bit. As a comic writer, that you have to be creative in both realms. So my question is, which would you prefer doing if you could do it full time? Comic writing or poetry?
Comic book writing.
Okay. Oh, that was quick. Don't want to explain it at all. You got 40 seconds.
I love spoken word. But I feel like everything is an evolution in life, and one journey takes you somewhere else. So I really put the same energy into my comic books as I do my spoken word. Comic books is a different club. It's a different energy, and I'm able to reach more people. Like I said, I have people reading my books in California I don't even know. I couldn't do that in spoken word unless I
It's me right there, California.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So definitely spoken. I'm definitely comic book writing just for that. And I can be more expressive and use my imagination like crazy. That's it.
All right. Good question. All right. Question 2. You've been doing comic books now for a few years, and I'm assuming you've done some comic book conventions here and there, showed your books off, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, out of all the conventions you've been at, what is your favorite comic convention so far to attend to?
My favorite one is, I'm always going to say Black Label Con, only because it was the first one we ever did. And basically, when we did that, when we went there, we literally all we had was posters and a Kickstarter ad, and the love and the attention we was getting was crazy, and we developed a fan base there. And then, again, it wasn't even about all of that. It was just that when you take the time to put decent quality work together, and people see that just in posters, it's the reception, and I just loved it. I love it. That'll be my favorite one. The first one we ever attended as Konkret Comics.
Okay. All right. Good question. Good answers. I'm loving it. All right. Question 3. As a comic book writer and a lover of comics, I'm sure you've seen a bunch of other people that are also producing their own comic books. My question is, outside of Konkret Comics, who is your favorite indie comic character or indie comic book? and why?
This is tough. Outside.
I mean, you could just say it's my comic book right now and just get honest.
I'm gonna say it's your comic book.
All
I'm gonna say it's your comic book.
All right.
And why? Because you're a cool guy and you got a Kickstarter running right now that everybody should go support, which they need to do. And then, you know, for you to be 84 episodes in, that shows a lot of dedication. So anybody that's dedicated to doing this, running a Kickstarter and making comic books, is somebody that definitely needs support. So you're my favorite.
All right, man, I'll take it, and I'm clipping that, and that's going to be part of promos from now on. So I'm going to take that.
Go ahead, run it.
And yeah, like he said, go to sawcomic.com. Back to Kickstarter right now. We got like 10 days left. We're a little bit under 1,000, or like right at 1,000. So go back to comic, please. All right. Question 4. You've been making, like we mentioned, you've been making comics for a while now. What is the hardest part for you of making comics?
Staying on track. My mind is always spinning. So I've learned to take that weakness and turn to a strength. You know, if I feel like doing something else that does not align with what I'm currently working on, that becomes a new character, new story, or it goes into another another concept. So Absolver. So, or whatever I'm working on. So if I'm working on issue 5 and I got this dope idea but doesn't suit issue 5, it might become issue 6 or becomes another character. But I always got new ideas. Like I got characters for days that I can sell. I wish people would just talk to me. And I could, all right, cool. I got you.
All right.
You know.
Okay. I think a lot of us as creative have that same issue. Just there's too many good ideas we have that we want to just produce. So.
Right.
All right. Question 5, and this is usually our hardest question, so I'm not going to give you the time on this, but question 5. Danny runs another podcast along with making comics and doing this podcast called Top 5 Live, where they do their top 5 of whatever it is for that week. So my question for you is, what are your top 5 video games all time?
In particular order?
From number 5 through 1.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, number 5, I would have to say all things Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
They get number 5 because they keep falling off, but I'm such a fan of the story and the genre. I'm gonna give it number 5.
Okay.
Number 4, I'm really feeling Horizon Zero Dawn right now. I finally get to play it, the second one, because like everybody else, it took me forever to get my PS5, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting so I can play it on my PS5.
All right.
Number 3, I just finished Ghost of Tsushima.
I know what you mean. Yeah, that one.
It was a great game. I love the visuals. Number 2, I would have to give it to Mario, because you know I grew up. My first video game system was the Nintendo. You got to blow into that.
Yeah.
So all things Mario. I enjoy every Mario game. I actually, not all of them, but Mario. And number 1, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog? What?
Listen, when Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Sonic and Knuckles came out, you cannot tell me. Listen, you asking for nostalgia, man. You got to go. You can't be a. And you only give me a top 5, so I had to put in Sonic in there, man.
I'm just saying, out of everything, Sonic, I mean, over Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Call of Duty, like,
you know what it is. I enjoy the single player experience. The multiplayer is only cool when I got people I can play with and friends with. You know, other than so, if you ask me my top 5, I'm gonna go with things I could do by myself. Not, you know what I'm saying? So I play Madden, but it's like I can't keep playing the computer. It's like I need to, you know. So it's that's definitely how I look at it. I'm a single player type of person. I enjoy multiplayer with cool friends.
All right. I respect it. I'll respect it. I mean, I can't hate you for your top 5. That's your top 5, so I can't hate you for that. So
What you hating on Sonic though, bro? Like,
I'm just saying,
man.
I don't feel Sonic's a top 5 giant game, man. That's all. That's my opinion.
Top 5. So you don't got no old school in your top 5.
Oh no, Mario's up in there. Like I said, Mario, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, they're all my top 5. But I'm saying Sonic specifically, I don't know. For me, it's just not top 5 one.
Okay.
You know what? That's
Sonic,
your list.
Sonic 2, Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast. Everything after that, Sonic fell all the way off.
And that's why there's no more Sega console system after that point. All right, man. This has been fun, Jermael. We want to make sure everybody checks you out, checks you, all your social media, even though you don't post there. But where can people maybe check up what's going on with you in the future?
IG, I'm Absolver_the Wraith. On Facebook, I'm Absolver Wraith of Vengeance. TikTok, I believe it's still Jermael Lessey. And that's pretty much it. You can check out some of my coloring work on DeviantArt under Ill Alien Designs. Yeah, that's that. I'm gonna start posting soon. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna be there. I just like I said, I'm in the kitchen. I'm working.
All right, man. All right, I love it. Well, we're gonna have to have you back at some point in the future. Whenever your next issue comes out, hit me up, hit Danny up. This has been fun. Oh wait, I gotta go back. Wait, I don't know why I did that. If you want to check out my work, the only thing I want you to check out is this website right here, xobcomic.com, xobcomic.com. We have 10 more days left in the campaign. 11 more days left in the campaign, and we want to make sure we hit that goal. So just go to my website, xobcomic.com, get you a book. If this is your first time checking out the Four Tales podcast, you can go back to our website, which is fourtalespodcast.com. The number 4, TALES podcast.com. You can listen to old episodes, buy some merchandise, buy some coffee, and check us out there. But join us next week where we are going to have Kevin Chapman back on the show. He's going to be talking about his new Kickstarter that just is going to, I think it launches this week or next week. We're going to have a great time. Jermael, thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me.
But my dog just licked my foot. Sorry. Damn it. That's disgusting. Anyways, until next time, everybody, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves.
All right.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.